We're seeing a pickup in M&A right now because big pharma companies are facing massive patent expiry. So we would expect momentum to pick up there. It is important, and we expect a number of our companies this year to probably go as well.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Ailsa Craig, Portfolio Manager for the International Biotechnology Trust. Ailsa, very good to meet you. You delivered a standout year beating the Biotech Index. What's driving that momentum?
Yes, it sort of feels a bit long overdue. So we've had a long protracted bear market in biotech. And like you say, yes, performance was great last year. So it seems to be coming back in vogue. Really, it was driven by two things. So we're a closed-ended fund and we could gear up. So when stocks were hit on Liberation Day, we geared up to one of the highest levels we've had since the financial crisis, and that helped returns. And then secondly, we had 9 acquisitions out of the fund, making performance really strong.
Ailsa, for those new to the trust, how do you invest across the biotech space?
Yeah, we don't do a buy and hold strategy. What we do is a basket approach of all the different companies looking in a certain area that we like. And then as they move through the clinic, we sell the losers and increase our weightings in the stocks that look most interesting to us and having the best in class approach to a specific disease. And then secondly, we do a top down and bottom up approach to the fund. So if we think the sector's oversold, we can go into the slightly higher risk names. And if we think it's overbought, we can go into the lower risk names. And that's why over the long term, we've outperformed our peer group because we've managed to exploit the cyclicality of the market.
We're seeing a wave of takeovers. How important is M&A to returns right now?
I think it's part of the evolution of a biotech company. Often companies will be acquired by large pharma. We're seeing a pickup in M&A right now because big pharma companies are facing massive patent expiry. So we would expect momentum to pick up there. It is important, and we expect a number of our companies this year to probably go as well.
Despite the rally, you say valuations are still attractive. Where are you seeing the opportunities?
Absolutely. So when I mentioned we do top down versus bottom up, we're positioned at the moment in late stage biotech companies. So on the cusp of launching their own products or already just launched. We think that's where the opportunity is. In terms of valuations, these companies can go within a range of 5 to 8 times sales. And right now they're looking at sort of 3-4 times sales. So a lot of upside there still to go.
IPO activity picking up. Does that signal biotech is back in favor? I think you already answered that, but give us your thoughts.
I think it does. We went to the largest healthcare conference in January, the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference in San Francisco, and the bankers always give an opening speech and they talk about things like IPO activity. And they said that there were 20 or 30 in the pipe for this year. And that certainly is a signal that things are back to normal for the sector and gives us optimism for 2026.
For investors on the sidelines, why is now a good time to look at biotech?
I think it's the M&A. We've had a record number of deals last year, not only in the fund, but across the sector. And like I said, the demand for revenues for big pharma, who are very cash rich, is incredibly high. They've got mega patent expiries facing them and they're in trouble.
And why choose International Biotechnology Trust, Ailsa?
Well, we have a lot of tools in our box. So we are closed-ended. We can gear up. We can pay a dividend. So a lot of the cash that we've been getting in from M&A transactions, we're giving back to our shareholders at a 4% of NAV per year. We've got the best performance in our peer group over 5 years. It's actually our 5-year anniversary last weekend of Marek and me, who are the co-lead fund managers. So we're very proud of those numbers.
Also, thank you very much for the introduction to the trust. Great speaking with you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Ailsa Craig, Portfolio Manager for the International Biotechnology Trust.